Good afternoon and welcome again. We're now at step 3, lead generation. This is where we really start to put together everything that we're learning, and we actually start to decide where specifically we're going to be marketing to bring in all our customers. We're going to talk about sales funnel, which is the process of bringing in customers from a wide range and feeding them through your sales process. So the first thing I'm going to do is hand out the stuff for today.
Thank you.
So if you just open up and take out what's in there, and you can stick that straight into your folder. Are there any questions as a result of what we've done over the last couple of months?
Pretty straightforward.
Fantastic.
Straightforward, but it's complex. Is it?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good way to describe it.
Well, hopefully I've made the complex simple for you.
It has been pretty simple. It's been really easy to follow.
Yep. Because there is so much behind this, and I'm giving you as much as I can, as simplified as I can. So hopefully you're able to follow through on what we're doing. And I haven't had too many questions come back, so that's a good sign. Okay, so step 3, lead generation. In this module, you will learn how to generate new clients from a range of sources, what a sales funnel is and why it's so important to your success, the significance of mission and purpose for yourself, your business and your clients, how to make it easy for people to buy in. The sections: mission, purpose, sales funnel, lowering the barriers to entry. First of all, we want to talk about the purpose. In everything you do, always start with a purpose in mind, so that we're clear about where it is that we're going. Without knowing a purpose, it's very hard to get an outcome. You really got to say, this is where I'm going. I'm really clear about where I'm going, and then you can work out how to get there. So the steps along the way are a result of knowing where your outcome is. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some exercises today. It's going to be quite a few exercises, because this is where we really start putting together the knowledge. Let me give you an example. I'm just going to read straight from here for the moment, just to give you some examples of a purpose. The purpose of Red Hot Pepper Small Business Coaching is to transform the way Australian small business owners do business, so that together we directly impact the fail and success rate of small businesses in this country. The purpose of the product 7-Step Marketing is to give small business owners easy access to marketing knowledge they lack and reduce the need for awkward and timely sales calls. We do this by supplying a systemised method of marketing that harnesses the power of multiple sales funnels and direct response advertising. And we do this in such a way that we make it tangible to every small business owner. So that's the purpose of the business and where I'm going. So that's the sort of purpose that I want you to be clear about for yourselves. There's things to keep in mind, so when you're doing a purpose. Hopefully you picked out some things from there. So, what's it for? Where are you going? The purpose questions we're going to be asking ourselves: business purpose. What is your purpose? Why do you want to run your own business? And then we'll be going on to mission. Mission is very similar to purpose, but there are some differences. And we'll talk about those when we actually go to mission. So what I want to do now is just maybe have a think about what it is that your purpose is. Does anyone know their purpose already?
Basically, my purpose, Ross, is to supply bookkeeping services to people.
Great. And specifically, which people?
Specifically, I don't mind. I haven't got any particular client in mind. It's my marketing that will be more specific to that area when I'm doing it.
Yep.
So I tried a scattergun approach, which just did not work.
Yep.
So now I'm formulating campaigns to go to different areas at different times. But the purpose is the same for each market category.
Great. So why do you want to do the bookkeeping for them?
I suppose it's one of those things that's been a passion of mine. I've always done bookkeeping for people, accounting for people, So stepping in and running my own business was a part of doing that and still keeping in contact with people.
Yeah, because you can see in here when I spoke about the purpose of my business, wasn't just to bring business coaching to people or to bring marketing to people or businesses. It's actually what I want for them as well. So it's a little bit more than that. So, and to specifically which people as well. So they're business owners or and for what I want for them. The mission gets more into what sort of I want for them, as I want to change on a more global scale when we talk about mission. But being more specific about your purpose can really help from top down. Because if you're talking all people, which people, who am I going to talk to? And that's how you got your scattergun approach with your marketing as well. Does that help or give you some more?
Help, yeah. It's been more refined since I've been doing this course.
Yeah, excellent.
More refined.
Excellent. And now you can have a play and see if we can refine that further. Excellent. Is anyone else aware of their purpose?
I think my purpose is to remove the burden of IT from the business.
Yep.
Right, and so the business owner can concentrate on their business rather than have to worry about their IT, their IT that supports them.
Fantastic. And have you ever written that down?
No, I haven't.
Excellent.
Now's
the
on
chance.
the business side. On the home user side, which is the other side of my business.
Yes. Yep.
It's to basically take away the worry from the home user of their IT technology.
Yep.
Sorry,
Fantastic.
mate. It's interesting to say that because one of my things I put in a lot of my advertising is allowing me to do the bookkeeping allows them to work in their business and not on their business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely. I think that's really important. Mm-hmm.
There's basically two main purposes for our business, and that is, and it depends a little bit exactly on what we're doing, but essentially there's two things. There's increase their business sales through design and branding and marketing.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is to increase their brand value, which is different, which is consumer perception, which has a lot to do with repeat sales, and it all comes back to sales. But
and how are you doing that?
good question.
Is it by
We work really closely with them. We ask them a lot of questions. How we can help them. Ask them. We've got a 3 or 4 page questionnaire with a new client that we'll go through, just to get really, as if we're part of their business, really.
Yeah.
So we get quite deep quite quickly, so we understand the business in a nutshell from the start. So then we can, in our researching their competitors, we can find gaps, we can see where the market trend is and say, okay, well they're going that way, let's maybe zag when everyone else is zigging and vice versa. And so it's a intense understanding, applying everything we know about design and marketing and putting it all into the mix, coming up with ideas, using the profiling tools that we use, and really just give them a package that covers all bases.
Yep.
Really.
Fantastic. So something that I'm hearing might be to bring design to a business so that in such a unique way that it directly impacts their connection to their customers and their bottom line or something along those lines.
Yeah.
It's interesting, Brady, just as an aside from that, what you've said, which of those 2 points that you gave do you think is the most important to the client?
Oh, what they think? Oh, sales, without a doubt.
Do you think? I would have thought, from my point of view, I thought my marketing image would be more important, because that does lead to the sales.
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
Yeah. But to me, if you've got a great marketing image, as they say that McDonald's and Hungry Jack's, they've got a great marketing image, whether the product's any good or not, it's a different matter.
Our target market are still in that we just want more sales. They're not the massive company that understands their brand value the way they should.
Yeah, there becomes a point where that can shift. So for businesses who every sale makes a big difference to what happens at the end of the day, every sale means that, they've got enough money coming in to cover their expenses and to take some home.
Yeah.
And that continues until they start making enough money that their business, they don't have to worry about that so much anymore, and they can start expanding their business and going into potentially global markets. At a time like that, then they start to they shift their focus and their need changes, and they definitely become aware of
Start spending more money on their branding.
on branding.
And
Yeah,
it's the sort of the life cycle of the business too, and where they're at. So, like as humans, there's infants, teenagers, adults, and then businesses.
I see what you guys.
Business. No, as a business though, not the people in it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It determines where they're at in that life cycle as well. And they can go up and down as well.
Yeah. There's also seasons in a business as well. I'm not sure if you've heard of that. So the 4 seasons, like, summer, autumn, winter, and spring. It's the same thing happens in business. So when you're planting and doing new advertising and things like that, and then that grows and you get the results and you get to reap the rewards, you get your money coming back in. So it depends also when you're busy and there's quiet time. So when you're back around in winter, and everything's kind of quiet, you're planning what's going to happen for your next growth season, how you're going to put your marketing out there to grow your business. And if you don't follow around and continue to do that and grow the business and look at your marketing, the next season is going to be very lean. If you're not out there deciding what you're going to plant, and then when you should be planting it, if you're not planting it, come round to harvest time, there's going to be nothing there to be harvesting. So, watching the seasons within a business can be very important as well. Okay, so let's take a few minutes here and write down your business purpose. So the purpose of your business. Have a little bit of a think about it, and think about, the things that can go into it. All the pages of this workbook are one-sided, so if you need more space. We're about to talk about mission, but I'd like to sort of touch on part of this right now. When someone asks what you do, they're much more enrolled if you come from a position of mission, so a position of perspective about what you're doing rather than the details. So if someone says, what do I do to me, and I say business coach, then I'm pretty much saying that's just what I do as a job. Can we move on now? But if I say to someone, I help small business owners to transform the way they do business and turn their 80-hour-a-week headache into a 40-hour or less dream, then they're more likely to listen and go, oh, really? Really, I work 80 hours a week and you can turn that into 40? That sounds like a good plan to me. So when you're actually talking about someone, talk more about sort of from a mission and purpose perspective, what it is that you're doing.
Talk about from their perspective, not from your perspective?
It depends. One of the great responses, so if I went to a networking meeting and someone said, what do you do? One of the great responses is, well, I could tell you, but I think it'd be much more exciting to find out about what you do. So put it back onto them and then find out what they do, and then you can share from their perspective. But you've got to know a little bit about what it is for them. So you've got to know something about that person. So if the very first question is, hi, my name's Ross, what do you do? You've got to answer that question. So whether you come from, sort of purpose, mission perspective, or whether you say, look, I could tell you about what I do, but I don't think it's very exciting, but I'd love to hear about what you do. And then when you know something about them, you can share with them. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Great. The next question here is, what is your purpose? And why do you run your own business? I think it's very important that we know why we run our own business. And get very clear about that. So what is your purpose? And why do you run your own business?
To work 80 hours.
It might also be useful when answering this question to go back before you started your own business. What caused you to decide to create your own business?
I was unemployed.
That's how I started my first business. Yep. A long time ago now. It was literally no one would even look at my CV. That on my CV was really, really bad. I would know I wasn't getting interviews. And without getting an interview, I certainly couldn't get a job. So I went, you know what?
You can't live, can't eat.
Yeah, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to start my own business. And that's what started me on the journey.
I was getting interviews. Headhunters said I got a fantastic CV, got all experience. What it came down to was it was the GFC. The people doing the employment, the hiring managers, were younger than me. They were less experienced than me. And they were worried that if they employed me, they would lose their job.
Yep.
Because I'd show them up.
Yep. Yeah, overqualified can certainly be an issue.
Yet I was going for jobs that paid half what I used to get.
Yeah.
And I was happy to do that.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, being passionate about something and being willing and happy to do something doesn't necessarily mean that someone's going to employ you for it.
No, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, so what is your purpose? Why do you run your own business?
So is this
A little bit more exciting than...
or the higher personal purpose,
You can go as high as you want with this.
or as low? Not low, but
What did you have in mind?
I've got all bases covered. But
Could be to put food in my mouth to...
to
The higher the better.
obviously support your family is the
Yep.
we call it ground level.
Yep.
So but then
When we start talking about mission, I'll be talking about family, legacy and lifestyle.
right.
That's my first point why I run my business, my lifestyle.
Yep. So the purpose is to create a lifestyle that you want. Yep.
Even though you work pretty long hours.
Yeah, but I can take time off at certain times of the year and I can go on holidays.
Yep.
Now, if I was working for somebody else, manufacturing or something like that, could I afford to take my wife and myself to the States for 6 weeks? Run my own business, I can.
Yep.
Sort of thing. But to me, lifestyle, it gives me, okay, I might work times, but there's other times where I slack off during the day and I've got nothing to do. So one of us stays in the office and the other one goes out and gallivants around or whatever. But you know what I mean, though?
Yeah. Flexibility.
Your flexibility gives you the flexibility. Lifestyle choice, I think lifestyle choice is what most people try to get in a job.
Yeah, most people generally when they start their own business, it's for lifestyle, for family. They can make more money out there doing it themselves than.
I think they can.
Yes. Yep. And they can, but the thing is, they think they can. They don't necessarily have the skills to.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a big gap. Just because you're an expert at what you do, which is the first step, doesn't mean that build it and they will come. That's a beautiful movie. Build it and they will come, but it's not a reality unless you can actually reach your customer and tell them you exist and and what it is that you can do for them and why they should choose you. There's no reason they're going to find you. They have to be able to find you to start with to be able to buy from you. So you need to advertise.
It's interesting you talk about it, Ross. One of your previous lessons was talking about unique selling feature. I think I've developed a unique selling point that I'm going to have in all my advertising material.
Excellent. Fantastic. Do you want to share it with us?
I can't remember the full words. It's basically that we use innovative accounting methods to create a reporting package that enables you as a business owner to work less in your business but also grow the business at the same time. So those sort of words.
Let me just, based on what you've just said, let me just throw something past you. The one thing there's been my experience that when you're talking about sort of accounting, people are not looking for innovative because they're concerned that you're innovating imaginative ways of doing accounting. So just be careful of that
It's
word.
illegal, yeah.
Be careful of that word. So I understand that you're innovating, you're creating new things. Just be careful of using that word in that context, because that might be a problem for your
I
customers.
think what maybe you should do the innovative with the reporting that you're generating.
I suppose
That's
it's
where
that-
the innovation is.
Yeah, it's that word though
Yeah. No, but
that you've got to be really careful of even
innovating
using it. Yeah.
Accounting practices, is the questionable thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're innovative in the reports that you're generating that no one else is
Saying
generating
the
for
same, it's
them,
potentially saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Because the report, I'm being innovative on the report, so it's really not showing the truth, it's showing a twisted. So innovation is a really dangerous word, just in your industry. It's pretty much the only place. Just think of that. Just think about that word. You can potentially use it, and you are thinking correctly that there is another way of using it, and be more descriptive about how you're using it.
I think if you're going to use something like that, you need to do it on the reports that you're generating, the package of reports you're generating for them from their accounting data.
You would be innovating rather than innovative, I think. So you would be innovating. That you might get away with it that way. Innovating new ways of.
What I'm looking at is I'm innovative in the way I structure the chart of accounts to get the reports. It's probably, I can't remember the exact wording, but that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
But I'm innovative.
Still, innovating might be the word.
As I said, my thoughts of innovative was the way I structure their accounts.
What about if you rephrased it as the benefit to them?
As I said, mate, I can't. I've had a look at it. I'll take it with some board and go back and have a look at it again. But I see where you're coming from. I never thought of what you said there before about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just your industry. I'm off the top of my head, I can't think of another industry.
Yeah.
You can even be innovating as an innovative as a doctor.
Yeah.
You know, it's hey, hang on, you've got my life in your hands, but you're going to be inventive and create new things. Well, yeah, it's cool, excellent.
Take your appendix out by your mouth.
You don't need
Yeah.
that, don't need that.
Yeah, that's right. So it's off the top of my head, it's the only industry that I'm aware of where innovation is a scary word. So.
In some respects, innovation is not scary, but in other contexts it is.
Yeah, and that's why I said innovating might be
It might be a better word, yeah.
just simply change the context of the word from innovative to innovating, and that might solve the issue as well. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, so your purpose. So your purpose. Your question about how high do you go? Don't go too high because that gets into mission.
Right.
So
where's the one?
yeah, it's a hairy one.
Purpose.
Yeah, vision and mission. A lot of businesses have both vision and mission.
You always get confused.
And they are, vision, mission. This, depending on who you talk to, you might actually come up with a different result. That's why I've talked about purpose and mission. Purpose is, it's much more measurable about where you're going.
Measure.
Yep. So your purpose might be to unite 1,000 people, whereas your mission might be to.
So the purpose is a point in the future that you're aiming towards?
Could be.
Or
Doesn't have
Measurable.
to
how
be.
do you- So
Okay, so-
yours is, can you use yours as an example?
Yeah. Yep. Mine is still not as measurable. So the one I had here, the purpose of Red Hot Pepper Small Business Coaching is to transform the way Australian small business owners do business so that together we directly impact the success rate of small business in this country.
Yeah.
So it's somewhat measurable
Mm-hmm.
based on affecting the success rate.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. But then there's this purpose. That's the purpose of the product. Right.
Yep, so the purpose of the product, is to give small business owners easy access to marketing knowledge they lack and reduce the need for awkward and timely sales calls.
You have two purposes, as you say, the purpose of your business and the purpose of your product.
Yes.
Well, because that's different.
Yeah. it's
7 Step
different.
marketing is different to business coaching.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, it was created for a different purpose.
Yeah. Trying to
Because I want these to be inspiring for you as well. Yep. It's important that, you know, when you're talking about things like this, that you're inspired. Yeah. This might help. Purpose has more how, mission has more why.
That changes it.
Yeah, that makes it a lot easier to think about it that way, doesn't it?
So yeah, so my purpose is to change marketing by providing a product. My mission is to transform the way people do business. So I've included some mission in my purpose.
Now, it's interesting you talk about it here, Ross. The number of people I speak to about getting their work, they all want to spend more time with their families.
Yes.
They're saying that they're doing the bookkeeping themselves, whatever it is. And it's always done at home at night.
Mm.
Yep.
And as they get to the end, it's a situation whereby it's not done in time, and all of a sudden they've got 3 months past they've got to get done. Where in the hell am I going to do it? So they just spend 3 days, not 3 or 4 days, non-stop, just doing the work and not working on their business. They wonder why things go flat for the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. That's the same. Yep. Which is one of the reasons I'm doing this.
Yeah.
If people don't understand, they need to spend the time on marketing. You know, we in the room when I opened this out for everyone and I ran the first one. Everyone in that room, when they put their hands up and they were clear about what their 3 problems were, if I said, would more sales take care of those 3 problems? Pretty much an unanimous yes, right the way across the room. Every single person went, yeah, look, more sales would take care of all of my problems. So that's one of the reasons that, you know, marketing's the focus for this, so that people can bring more in. You got more customers, you know, there's different problems to solve, which is how you're going to service them all. That's a much better problem to have. How am I going to service these customers than where am I going to